Hey everybody, it's Kyle here. Welcome back to another video. This is not a therapy update. This is just me realizing something about myself, and, well, I've always known it, but I just want to share it with you in the hopes that it will help somebody else. And that is that I worry too much. And I'm making this as a video for myself to remind myself to stop worrying about things that I have no control over. Or some things that I have control over but are going to take time to actually see results. And this was brought on by a conversation I had today, and I'll start with the thing that brought it up. So I have to get new braces this coming Tuesday, and I wasn't sure if my mom was going to be able to drive me because she works during the week, but she is going to be able to. But so that kind of takes away some of the worry. But I asked my friend Haley, and she asked her boyfriend Zach to go with her, and that's the day that they're going to be celebrating Christmas because they aren't able to celebrate it, on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And the appointment's at 1 and their Christmas is at 3. And when I realized that, they were the people who took me down to my first appointment. So, we just kind of said, yeah, I'll take you down. But then I realized, yeah, that's their Christmas. And what if the appointment runs long? Like, what are we going to do? I don't want to feel responsible for them being late. Or, what if they resent me for being late? And I was talking to them about it. And Zach said to me, Kyle, stop worrying. Like, we got you. Like, we said we would do it. Like, we will help you. And I think I was just worried about being an inconvenience. This is their celebration of Christmas, and here I'm asking them to do me this big favor to help go get my braces, and then I realized, they shouldn't do that. They should celebrate. Don't worry about me. So then I was feeling guilty and worrying, like, what if the appointment runs long? Or, what if they're not having fun? Or what if they regret taking me down here to get my braces? And it's like, that's nothing I can really control. I did ask, I did say, if you can't, please let me know, I'll figure it out, and my mom will be able to take me now. That's been cleared up. But it's like, if they said that they were going to do it, I should just trust them. They're really good people. They're my friends, and I should trust that if I asked them and they said that they would do it, that I'm not being an inconvenience or a burden. I think that's something that I feel a lot sometimes when people have to provide extra help. Another example would be if someone asks me, do they need to slow down or do I need to sit down and rest a minute? I always want to say, no, don't worry about it, because I don't want to feel like I'm slowing people down or I'm being an inconvenience. And, sometimes that's, the truth is I need to sit down and I need to slow down, but I just won't admit that to you because I don't want to be, and I think it truly stems from being a kid and being like, I want people to, be my friend, so I don't want to give them an extra excuse not to be my friend, like, oh, he's too slow or he slows us down. But I know I have good friends now, and I know that's not the case, but that's still something that kind of plagues me. Another thing that I realize there's nothing I can really do about, and I'm worrying about it for no reason, is physical therapy. Now, if you've watched my other videos at all, you know that I've been going 2 times a week for the last 3 months, and now at the beginning of 2021, my insurance is going to start allocating how many visits I can go to and how much they are willing to pay for. And I'm not sure how much that is yet. They haven't decided. It's still going through the process. So that is something that's up in the air. This current week, I've only been able to go on Monday. You're seeing this on Thursday. I've only went Monday. And so this is kind of like a test run. But I can't make them think I need more physical therapy. I can give them the right paperwork. My physical therapist can do that, actually, not me. But, they can have all the records and the paperwork, And it's up to them, and there's nothing I can do to switch, the outcome. So whether or not I get to stay at 2 weeks, 2 times a week, or once a week, or once every 2 weeks, I'm going to have to just manage. I am stepping it up at home with my home exercise program that they've given me. I'm walking on the treadmill, riding my bike. I will just have to keep doing that. I will just have to keep doing that, and I'll have to see them when I see them, and there's nothing I can do about how many visits I'm going to get. The thing I can do is how much effort I put forth, in between those visits. And I've been putting 100% into it, and I'm going to have to continue to put 100%. That's all I can do, and the visits will come when they come. Next week are my last 2 scheduled visits, and I will just have to appreciate those for what they are. And when we finally figure out what I'm allowed to have, then we'll just do that. There's nothing I can do other than put forth effort at home and when I go to physical therapy. How often that isn't up to me, so how can I worry about it? I can't change it. There's nothing I can do. So again, I have to hope for the best, but it's in someone else's hands. And another thing that's been bothering me recently is the fact that I now have been diagnosed with high blood pressure. And I am on a low-dose medication, and I have been told to watch my salts. So all I can do is take my medication and watch my salts. Now, since I've started, it hasn't even been a week. Saturday will be a week. Since I've started it, I've started taking my blood pressure with an at-home machine, and I'm realizing that's not really good, because all that really matters is what the machine at the doctor's office says in 3 months, in March. Because what am I supposed to do? Other than make sure I take my pill every day, which so far I have, and I have become more conscious of how much salt is in the things that I'm eating, in the hope that eventually I just won't want to eat those things. And I'm trying to, keep track of the percent of sodium in what I'm eating, so it adds to 100 and no more than 100. Some days have been harder, and some days I've went over, but it's kind of trial and error. But the only numbers that matter are what happened in 3 months at the doctor's office. Whether or not I get nervous and it's higher at the doctor's office, because I could take it the morning of at home and it'd be 110/70, perfect. And I could go there and it could still be elevated. And I'm realizing I took it tonight, and that's why it's relevant to my mind right now, is every day up until then really doesn't matter what it actually is. What matters is that I'm taking the medicine and that I'm watching my salt. And I think watching that number, while it has improved thus far and it's not even fully in my system yet, watching that number, I'm going to get crazy on, is it going up? Is it going down? Is it staying the same? What can I do? I think I don't need to do it every day. Every couple of weeks, maybe. But I don't want me to obsess over numbers that aren't going to matter. What the numbers that are going to matter are the numbers on March 17th, 2021, and then we'll adjust from there. Again, all I can do is watch my salt, exercise, and take my medicine. That's what I can do. The numbers right now aren't even really accurate, because the medicine hasn't even been in my system a week. So I'm happy that it's trending downward, but I'm realizing I have to stop taking it every day so I don't obsess over the number. Because if it doesn't improve from now, December, to March, I'm literally going to stress myself out. And that's just going to raise my blood pressure even more. And, that's what we don't want. So if I'm going to check it at all, I need to only check it, maybe every 2 weeks, if that. I want it to be getting better. I want it to be improving. And if I see that it isn't, yes, I could try managing salt better. I could always try to adjust. And that's why I think I will still take it casually. But every day, I think is a little excessive. And I'm glad I'm realizing that now, so I don't become obsessive over the numbers. And in 2 weeks from now, hopefully they will still be lower than they were, but I can't do it every day or it's going to drive me crazy. The same thing goes with cooking. If you saw my last video, Something's Gotta Give, I really have been wanting to go on a cooking journey and starting to cook and cooking fresher and just stepping away from processed frozen meals, because that's my go-to. And that is going to be a process. I can't expect that to happen overnight. And what I need to stop worrying about is learning to cook fresh meals right now, tomorrow. I need to know how to cook everything fresh so I avoid frozen meals. I'm going to still eat frozen meals. What I need to do is stop worrying about having it happen tomorrow and just have it be more of a slow transition so it becomes my lifestyle. And just get in there and experiment and succeed and fail in the kitchen and not worrying about being the best chef I can be tomorrow, because that's not going to happen. And this video is a reminder to me that that's not going to happen tomorrow. I just need to start small, look at things I could potentially make, look at gadgets that could potentially help me moving forward, and start from there. I did make my own ham and cheese roll-ups, but that wasn't that was a case of, I'll only have one because processed ham is salty. So, I'm still learning on what's too salty. I haven't had to pay attention to salt before now and what I was eating, and now I'm realizing that I need to not worry about how fast I transition, but doing it right so it sticks, if that makes sense. Just getting in there and stop being afraid of the kitchen and worrying about failing at cooking and just try cooking, because I think the more I try it, the more I'll get better at it and the more I'll like it. Right now, I really don't like cooking. I grew up with my mom cooking, and my dad didn't really make all that much food. So I wasn't in the kitchen unless I was eating cake batter off the beaters. So I'm just going to have to start slow and stop beating myself up and worrying about, how fast this transition's going to be. And that kind of also segues into driving. That's something I stress and worry about so much, on being the best driver possible. Even just being a passenger, I see people who make mistakes and have their license all the time, and they still have their license. And I need to stop worrying that I need to allow myself to make a mistake, like, I didn't turn my blinker on fast enough or stop fast enough. I was on the brakes a little hard that time at the stop sign. That's going to happen, and the more I do it, I need, especially in 2021, I really hope that I can control my worrying to allow myself to get back out there to attempt driving and see what really stop worrying about making mistakes. I think I worry about making mistakes because I want it to do it the first time right, exactly how you should do it. Because no one likes making mistakes. I don't, and I think I just need to give myself more of a break and allow myself to make mistakes and learn from them and be like, well, I won't do that again. Instead of, especially with driving, I would mess up and be like, I can't do this. I'm a failure at driving because I didn't turn my blinker on 100 feet before I was turning. I I was a little hard on my brakes. I still stopped, but harder than I wanted to, you know. I just need to just do it and know that it's not going to be perfect, and that's why I'm learning. Easier said than done, but hopefully when that journey takes flight again, hopefully in 2021, that I will look back at this video, watch it again, and realize, stop letting worrying about what could happen get in the way, and just deal with what actually happens as you're doing it. And I think that's something we can all learn from, is worry about what's happening while you're doing it, not what could happen, because there are hundreds of ways things could happen, but only one way that it is happening. And that's something I need to focus on, of what is happening and not what could happen. And I think that will help control my worrying a little bit, but, baby steps. Baby steps. Well, for all of you, the fellow worriers out there, let's breathe, take 2020 in stride, and know that we will reach our goals one step at a time. And while there is still fear, and while there is still worry, we just have to keep pushing through and, do our best in that moment. And, eventually we will become the best. We will reach that goal, and we will become the best versions of ourselves that we can be. That feels good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and you know a fellow worrier, please share this with them. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I post every Tuesday and Thursday. Comment down below if you are a fellow worrier like me. Like the video. And just, let's talk. Because I know I'm not alone in my worry-wartness, if you shall say. But alright, everyone, I will see you next time. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.